God, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, all honor, and all glory go to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Let's go. So, today, we're going to get back to, what's it called?
Wisdom Wednesday.
Right. So, we're not going over nothing deep. It's just a little bit of honey. A little bit of that. You feel me? So, we're not going to go over nothing deep. The video shouldn't be too long. But it is more directed for the ladies tonight.
Good.
I don't know what's going on. Satan be pulling up every time, you know. So if you're a man, don't be discouraged. Keep watching. It's gonna be good. All right. So we're gonna kick it off with 1 Peter, unless you got something. So 1 Peter chapter 3.
Start where?
Start at the top.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives."
So let's pick that apart. Read the first part.
"Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands."
That should be very understandable because the Bible deals with order, God deals with order, nature deals with order. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, it tells you that you got the Most High God, Yahweh, His Son, Yahweh Shah. Then you have the men, then you have the women, then you have the children, then you have the beast. And every time we bring this out, women take it as a bad thing. They get offended, right? But it's not like that. You got to understand, man, I just wrote this down on a flashcard and I worded it all nice. So forgive me if it don't hit your spirit how I want it to. But a woman, she needs help. Just like a man needs help. Everyone understands that a man is powerful. Everyone understands that a woman is powerful. So you being in order doesn't take away from your strength. When you get in order behind your man, it gives you more strength. It's more power in that, So,
Can I add?
yes, please.
All right. Kind of like us and Yahushua. We're strong. We're we're valiant and whatnot without Yahushua, but we become greater with him. You see strong men out here like UFC fighters and stuff. They don't have Yahushua. They don't have the Lord with them. But then again, you see the men in the Bible who have Yahushua, like men like David. He take down champions.
Oof.
We become stronger with our Lord. Same way, vice versa with the women. They become stronger with their Lord.
Oh man, that it, bro. Okay, I asked my wife this question. This is kind of off topic. If I can, we'll put it into the topic. So I asked my wife a question. I actually wrote it down. So hold on. It's an okay question. Oh man, I hope I can find it. Okay, so the question is, baby!
Yes?
Can you come here real quick? Do you remember the question I asked you earlier? I kind of just remembered now. So like, yeah, forgive me. So the question was that I asked you in the car, I said, who is stronger? Who do you think is stronger? A man that has something or someone to live for, or a man that has nothing to live for? Who's stronger? A man who ain't got nothing to lose, or a man that has everything to lose? That was the question.
That's a good question.
I liked it because the man who don't have nothing to lose, it seems like strength because he'll die.
Yeah.
He ain't scared to die. He ain't got.
Exactly.
That's where his strength come from.
But
A man who has everything to die for, that means he got everything to live for too.
you don't want to die.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And think about the man that has someone to live for. Imagine if he's living for God. You can't really beat that. Hey, I elaborated on my wife and I gave her my reason of who I think is stronger. Of course, I'm gonna go with the man who has something or someone to live for. Of course, as men in the truth, we live for the Most High God first and foremost, but we also live for our families, you know, because we got to be that rock. We got to secure the household as best as we can. Even though we young men, we still figuring out. We gotta do that. That's our duty. He told you a man who cannot provide for his household is worse than what?
Infidel.
An unbeliever. So my reason was the way I elaborated on my wife, because it was kind of easier to understand this. I said, have you ever seen a woman, a single woman with a child, a single mother, and she's not really that strong. She's just a woman. You know, she can't really, but she draws strength from her kid because she knows she has to provide for them. So that kid makes them stronger. And it made me think about, like, you know, this too, like, our women just being a woman and just living for herself, she's not that strong, but when she's living through her husband and through the Most High God, she becomes way more stronger. Vice versa with us, and it kind of leads back to your original statement.
Definitely.
That's fire.
It is, because basically, I'm gonna elaborate on what you said. Colin touched on it a little bit. Basically, if I was just out here living just for me, I'm not finna go 100% because I know, like, I don't gotta do it. I'm just for me. But if I'm living for Yahushua and I'm trying to do what he tells me, that makes me want to go above and beyond. Same way with the wife and her husband. You know, a single woman, she may do certain things on an everyday basis, but it's not going to be to 100%. But if she has a husband, then she's going to want to do it 100% because it's like, I want him to be proud of me. I want him to look at me a certain way and treat me a certain way. I want him to hold me up at a certain standard, you know. I want to be exalted, you know. So I'm going to work to be exalted. But if you're just doing that for yourself, you're not going to give that much effort. So kind of, I feel that.
That was fire. So wives, I tell you, be in subjection unto your own husbands. What's some synonyms for subjection off the top?
Subjection.
I say a good word just off the top, minister.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good one. Let's actually see what Google has to say about it. Say it again. Help meet. A good word for subjection that aligns with it is help meet, a helper. That's a good one. Let's see what Google has to say about it. These is kind of harsh.
Dominion.
It says subjugation, domination, oppression. That's crazy. Control, mastery, repression, suppression. It's getting crazy right here. It says, bro, it's getting crazy. These is harsh. Right. It says, I don't like these no more. Hey, babe, do you feel like you're in slavery?
Yes.
Girl?
Wait, with you?
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's a good word? The first word you popped up, I would agree to that. Help me.
Yeah.
If you don't like being a helpmeet, I could see how it'll start feeling like oppression and bondage and slavery.
The root word is a putting under, basically.
That's the order.
Yeah, it is. It's the putting under.
But
submissive and subjection.
Can I add to that?
Go ahead.
To put under. Now, if you're one of those women who don't naturally want to be under a man's guidance and authority or protection, if you're one of those women who naturally doesn't just want that, then I could see why the definition makes sense to you. It feels, if you don't want that, it's gonna feel like force. It's gonna feel like bondage. It's gonna feel like slavery. It's gonna feel like oppression. But if your instinct, if you was raised to be like a woman, it's not gonna feel like that. It's gonna feel like order. It's gonna feel natural, you know?
Literally, because from birth up, you was under subjection under your father.
Yeah. And that's why you go to the father to actually, that's why the man will go to the father to get the What would you say?
Get his wife.
Yeah,
To get the
his wife.
possession.
Right, to get the possession. Yeah,
That's what the scriptures say.
that's what the scriptures say. You know, I actually like that. I'm glad you went to the root, because I was like, man, I don't really like those.
Yeah, but dealing with Esau, you know,
Yeah, he got his own thing going a little bit.
if we was to go in the church and read this and be like, be in subjection, a lot of people ain't really gonna like that. A lot of women ain't really gonna like that. It's not gonna hit their spirit. Why do I have to be in subjection? Why can't we be equal? Why, you know? But it's a problem, you know, for the man. It's a problem if the man be like, you know, all right, well, I don't want to be in subjection unto Christ.
Right.
You say that, then you going off. But the woman say that, and she's right. No, you got to look at it, everything, because everybody think that it's just like we have some just spiritual head or something that's just weird. No, we have a head. It's Christ. We can't talk back to our Lord. We can't say certain things to our Lord. We have to do what he has to say. Literally, it's just like that. You know? Simple.
Hey, just how y'all gotta fall in line. Think about it. The kids gotta fall in line underneath
They
you.
gotta fall in line.
Just how you gotta fall in line beneath us or underneath us, we gotta fall in line just like you do.
Christ gotta fall in line to his Father.
That's the order.
Simple and plain. He do his Father's will.
Mm.
We do Yahweh will, which is the Father's will, and our wife should do our will.
Hey, and which should be the Lord's and God's will. It should be like that.
It's order.
Right? Let me grab this in Colossians, because I like how it's worded in Colossians, man, chapter 3. And just watch how it's worded, King. You know. I always have, what is that? I gotta get the Ephesians to get the Colossians. I'm kind of slow on the sword. Please forgive me. This is not looking good for me. All right. That ain't it. This ain't it, King. It's getting worse in about a second. All right, Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there now. Finally. Salakia. So Colossians chapter 3 and verse 18. Look at how it's worded. Y'all gotta, don't miss this one, please. Though. This is good. It says, Colossians 3 and 18 says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as it is fit in the Lord. So you're supposed to submit yourself unto your husbands, but it's a key point that a lot of people don't really think about, as is fit in the Lord. You know, you don't want to submit yourself or go get a husband when you don't want to just, you know, marry anybody. You want to marry a man who you know going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and keep the faith, and be a pillar. You know, be a rock, be strong, as it is fit in the Lord, not as it is fitting them. All of these other weird things, you know.
Definitely.
I like that one.
That's busting.
Hey, I gotta read the next verse. It says, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. It's important. You know, I be hearing stories, and, you know, I was in the world for a long time, and you'll see how, like, men would, like, you know, verbally abuse their wives and, you know, physically abuse them. You know, I heard a brother, like, said he put his wife head in the door and slammed the door on her head, like crazy stuff. I heard a man like jump his wife with somebody else, like crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I heard a nigga pepper sprayed his wife, like it's crazy.
I heard a brother, remember the old PlayStation controllers that had cords? I heard a brother beat his wife.
Not the PlayStation, the
PlayStation,
power cord.
the power cord.
Oh my God, that bitch is big. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a brother. This was these is things that I heard. Some of these things I didn't witness, like this one. It's crazy when I'm gonna say it. This was a brother in the truth too. I heard it was an elder. I heard he. Don't say it. Like, I don't know if it's true or not.
He said, I don't know if it's
Like
true or
you
not.
hear crazy stuff, man, in the truth, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Crazy stories.
So let's get back to 1 Peter, man.
Kind. This is 1 Peter chapter 3.
That's crazy, dude. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I just tell my wife about it.
For real? That's crazy. I don't. Yeah.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
I'm going to read the same verse, but in the NIV. In the NIV. It's a different translation of the Bible, and it says, wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. So, women have a lot of power, but you guys try and use your power how we use ours, and that's not going to work. It usually never works. So the way that what the scripture is saying, I'll break it down, and then we'll elaborate on another section of it or whatever. So the women, you submit yourselves unto your husband, so that if a woman does not believe in the words of this Bible, you can still teach them and win them over to believe in the Bible, not by you flipping through every precept in the Bible and, look, girl, let me show you this in Genesis. Look, girl. No, you teach them by your actions. You can win them over by just your actions, not with words. That's what it's saying. I'm going to read it one more time. It says, wives, in the same way, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they don't believe in the Bible like that, they may be won over without words by the behavior of their wives. So you can actually teach the young lady or the older lady, whatever the case may be, by your behavior, by your actions. All right, and then we can go to verse 2 unless you guys have them.
God, same way with a woman. A woman, you can teach her husband. You can seriously teach her husband, because we know the women are not apt to teach, not supposed to be out here teaching other men. She would be out of order if she was trying to teach her man something, and say he didn't believe. The only way she could really convert him is by her actions. She like, well, I gotta keep the feast day, so I'm gonna keep the feast day, and that's righteous. It's righteous for her to say that. I gotta keep the feast day, and then he gonna start to notice how she keeping the feast days, how she dressed, how she looked, how
she carry herself,
yeah,
how she don't show herself off, how she kind of make herself dainty and look small, and
yeah, and it'll get weird if she make him a plate and he be like, why you not eating? And she be like, oh, I'm fasting. Now you seem like you the weaker vessel, so now that makes him want to step his game up and be like, okay, maybe what she talking about is true.
You know what's gonna go through his head?
What's up?
He's like, I don't know if I deserve all of this.
Really? I don't get this. Since when? When did she start acting like this? She start actually being a woman. You tell her to do something, she's not arguing back. She didn't say nothing. She just kind of.
That's great. She started actually being. Imagine this. The man is in the wrong. He do something that you don't like, and you know that he wrong. But instead of you jumping down his throat or doing all of this, doing all of that, you be like, take it on the chin, and you go do right anyway.
Yeah, you show him mercy without actually showing him mercy in the scriptures. And then he starts tagging along with it, piece by piece. You watching YouTube videos, the next thing you know, he's starting to watch them a little bit.
Hey, you turn it on, and usually he kind of leave a room, but this time you turn it on, and he kind of sit right there.
Yeah.
And he kind of act like he looking through his phone. Next thing you know, he kind of like just watching it with you. Next thing you know, that man taking notes. Next thing you know, this man came into the truth.
He's in the truth.
And you ain't teach him. You ain't say nothing.
You didn't say a word.
That's scary. That's power.
It is.
But y'all want to use the power that the Most High God gave us. You got your own power. It's a perfect balance. You got the man, he's strong, he mighty, austere, really eloquent, loud, a lion, bold, he protects, and then to balance that man out, because men, they don't really open up, they don't really show emotions, but then on the other hand, he got a rib, and that rib, all of the things that he's not, she is.
And that's what makes it whole.
She balanced that man out.
She clean, he dirty. Literally, that's why it's a wise saying, a wife makes a woman makes a house a home. Because if it was up to the man, he'd have a damn blow-up mattress for the rest of his life with a small TV screen. Ain't no couch in there, ain't no sheets on the blow-up mattress. The dishes is always dirty. It's,
Ain't
you
even
know,
dishes, it's paper plates.
it's paper plates. You know, it's just all hell breaking loose. But when a woman come through, you know, she lights candles. She brings scents. You know what I'm saying? She brings a certain cooking smell through the house when you come in. It's certain things. You know, she's cleaning the tub. You ain't never cleaned the tub. Jake ain't never cleaned the tub. Then the woman get there, you know, she got the scrubbing bubbles, doing the work. You know?
Hey, we were just talking about this. Proverbs 31. Everybody think that it ain't a role for the women. Man, y'all need to go back and re-examine that virtuous woman that it talks about in Proverbs 31, because man, she crazy.
She crazy.
It says she waketh up before the sun go up. Before the sun come up, and she looking for a field, and then you know her husband purchase it. Oh, she putting her hands to the what did it say? The flax or something like you know, to the spindle.
It's something crazy. I know
Like
she putting in work.
You know, idle. It tell you that idleness teacheth much evil. Women, y'all have a job, y'all have a role, y'all have a place. It's mighty though.
Hey, it says in Ecclesiastes, through much idleness the house decayeth and breaketh through.
Man,
Ooh,
I
we
remember-
take care of the house.
The women
The
do.
women do.
I remember my mama had me wiping down the walls with bleach. You know, like I'm like, no one ever cared about this, but no, you know,
You gotta do this.
you step in the house and it smelled clean. Like it just feel clean in there.
I feel better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know,
And
and on like
go ahead.
And that's just things that we can think of on a smaller level. Women, hey, my wife taught me like a true definition of what trust really means. When I think about trust, I think about don't try and kill me when I'm not looking. I take it to the extreme. Don't steal from me. That's what I think about when I think of trust. Don't lie to me in my face. That's what I think about when I think of trust. My wife showed me like, no, like you can trust me with like I'm gonna be here. Like I'm always gonna have your back. Like you can trust me. You don't gotta like, you ain't gotta hide all of these things like your feelings and mask them. Like she showed me like how to like really trust somebody. You know, like without telling me, or you know, without trying. Like that just came like that. You know, so it's more to it than like cooking and cleaning. I learned like a life lesson by just having a rib. You know, it's like go ahead though.
God, so getting back to the power of the women, there's a story in First Esdras, and it's a wise man. What is it, Zerubbabel? It was
Yeah,
somebody with a
Zerubbabel, I
Z.
think.
It was Zerubbabel. It was a wise man. The king basically made a decree, you know, basically give me the wisest poem or the wisest sentence,
Saying, yeah.
wisest saying, you know.
And I'll reward you.
Yeah, and they asked, which is the strongest? They asked, was wine the strongest? They asked, was the king the strongest? Or they asked, was the woman the strongest? And Zerubbabel, the wise man that won in the end, said the woman is strongest. She's stronger than the king. She's stronger than the drink. The woman is strongest.
You said that women is stronger than a king. Women is stronger than wine. Women is the strongest. Like he made the saying was crazy.
Yeah. Now, Zerubbabel also mentioned, you know, we can do nothing against his truth, but for the truth. He mentioned,
He said, it's like if I mean real quick,
go ahead.
so everybody don't get caught off guard. So women was the strongest amongst those, but what's stronger than a woman is the truth.
Exactly. That's what I was going to elaborate on.
God, so like
Like I said, we can do nothing against this truth, but for the truth, you know. So only thing that's above the women in the strength totem pole is the truth. Other than that, it's the women. They the strongest out of that category right there. She's stronger than the king. Why? Because the king is going to do any and everything for his woman. Out of love. Simply, it's out of love. It says the king will go fight a lion for his woman. I believe it literally says
Hey, it
that.
says that he'd go steal some stuff just to bring it back to his
Just
love.
to bring it back to her.
Yeah.
Literally. And I was talking to my wife about it the other day. I was like, I said, literally, I was like, you and your friends got so much strength that you don't even know about. And she was like, why you say that? I said, you can say one thing to me and it not be true and I'll tear up the whole town. Simply. You can tell me something and it not be true. And if I believe you, I'll tear everything up. Same with everybody's husbands.
Yeah.
You know, if this brother's wife told him something that he did not like, all toast are burning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simply.
Let it go down.
And it came by one word from who? The woman.
Yeah. That's power.
That's power.
I want to add to that. So, women play a crucial role, you know, and y'all have a lot of power that y'all ain't learned how to tap into, or don't really know about, or y'all are unaware of it because nobody showed us. Nobody showed y'all. You know, we kind of learning these and figuring out these things as we go because this truth was hidden from us forever. You know, since we've been born. So we relearning these things, coming back to our heritage, coming back to our customs, you know, learning what these things is really about. And one of the things, a woman can be a really, 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 really good thing for a man. You feel me? Like, a woman can be so powerful that she makes her husband even more powerful. You feel me? A woman can play a big part in taking an average man and making him a great, mighty, powerful man.
Definitely.
But on the flip side, a woman can take a very powerful and mighty man and diminish all of that.
Turn him into nothing.
Turn him into nothing. I gotta throw this precept on it. Proverbs 12 and 4. That's a good precept. And there's a lot of them in Sirach chapter 26 that I really just thinking about, but we'd be here all day if we just pick those verses apart. Proverbs 12 and 4 says, "A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband." The word virtuous means like morals. You know, a woman who she has a high standard, a lot of morality, a lot of virtues that are good. You know, like some of those things would probably be like honest, caring, loving, forgiving. A woman who is like those, you know, patient or all kind of things, those are virtues. So a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. And I kind of want to look at the word crown in the blue letter real quick. Everybody should know what a crown is, you know, but I kind of want to see what the Bible dictionary kind of give us. It might be really good. Never looked at it. I hope it's really good, man. Crown. Let's see. See if I can get something on that. Man, it's not really giving me nothing. So, It's just telling me crown. I mean, we know what a crown is, but okay. So, how I would break it down even without a definition? And we know that what a crown signifies. It symbolizes wealth. It tells you in Proverbs 31 that a virtuous woman is worth more than rubies. And when you have a virtuous woman, it's like you wearing a crown. It's like you holding something very valuable in your hands. You know, it's like you possessing something that's very, 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 very rare.
It's valuable.
Come on now. But in the same verse it says, "But she that maketh ashamed is rottenness in his bones." And talk to him about gangrene real quick. I like how you.
Gangrene. Gangrene is basically I think it's some kind of disease basically to where if you get it, it spreads. Kind of spreads like wildfire. So if you get it, you gotta chop that body part off, because if it just keeps spreading, you're gonna die eventually. So you gotta chop that off. That way it can't spread to the rest of your body.
God. And I wanted him to bring that out to show you how important it is to not be a shameless woman, a woman who doesn't care about anything, who doesn't have virtues or morals. It tells you that she's gonna become the gangrene in his body. She's gonna become the rottenness in his bones. And when bones start decaying and rotting, rotting, I don't know the word for that to make it.
I don't know either.
When bones start to rotten or rot, it's something that they do. Like I know a few people I came across in my life, like their toes was messed up or their foot was messed up, and next thing you know, they had to get it amputated and cut off. You know, so that's something to think about. You know, you got to balance that out, ladies. Go ahead, King.
I want to touch on that crown part. When you see somebody with a crown, what do you think of automatically? Oh, this brother's a king.
That's what I think. Huh?
Oh, he's exalted. He's somebody that's he's
Some-
special.
he's somebody.
He's somebody. He's something. Something's different about this person. He has a crown. That's what a woman is to a man.
Oof. That's fire. I like how you broke that down. That's fire.
That's exactly what a woman is to a man. But like we was talking about, he brought out. He mentioned earlier how a woman can increase a man, or she can decrease a man, tenfold either way. She can increase or decrease. This is Proverbs 7:26. This is going into the wicked woman. It says, For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. It's many strong men, mighty men. Samson. We can use Samson for an example. Samson was a mighty brother.
He killed how many people with a jaw,
I
bro?
don't know. Plethora. I think like 300. I could be capping, but he killed a lot of people with the jawbone.
I gotta swing back through there soon.
Man, the Philistines was after his head
All right.
because he was so powerful. He was our champion. He was a champion, for real. But
It
guess
says
what?
he slew 1,000 men.
Oh, Slovakia. He slew 1,000 men with the jawbone. I don't even remember what animal it was. It was a jawbone, though. And like I said, he was a champion. He was a great man, a valiant man. But guess what? Guess how he fell? He fell by a woman. He gave his strength over to a woman. She decreased that man tenfold. Next thing you know, he chained up, blind. He told her what his strength was. She was not a Proverbs 31 woman. He couldn't trust her. He couldn't trust her at all. And he trusted her, and he fell at the end of the day.
Right.
So, like we saying, you can, you can increase your husband or you can decrease your husband. But you want to be the one that's submitting to your husband and increase him. Go ahead.
Let's go back to 1 Peter.
Okay. This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning,
Hold on, now. Read that part again.
It says, While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
When they see this woman, even though she don't really subscribe to the Bible and the things that's in there, and just she don't really know that it's the truth, but when she see how this woman carries herself, when she see how pure it is, how genuine it is, and how far it gets her, and it's coupled with the Most High God's fear, and how she really loves her man, how she learned how to love, how she accepts the love that her husband gives her. When she see those things, it makes the woman who doesn't really subscribe to the Bible wholeheartedly and want to just follow and run after the Most High God, When she sees this woman, she has to rethink it. She has to consider it, like, this got to be right,
She gets a righteous jealousy.
Mm.
Sometimes you get a righteous jealousy.
Mm.
And that's just how we read about the scriptures a lot, and we be like, damn, I want to be like Solomon.
Yeah.
He was so wise. I want to be like that. Or I want to be like Daniel. I want to have the strength to endure like Paul. That's a righteous jealousy. Same thing with a woman. She see her this woman loving her husband. She her loving God, doing things, holding herself up. She's not dealing with certain things. She's exalted above other women. She stands out. You're like, damn, I want to be like her. That's a righteous jealousy. It's not covetous. It's like, damn, how does she do that? How is she able to fight the everyday thing that we all fight, but,
Make it look easy.
Make it look easy.
That's next level, King.
So, verse 3, it says, Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, or of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
So the thing that this woman, look, the woman that doesn't subscribe to the truth, like I said, or believe wholeheartedly in this thing, you don't persuade her or get her to believe in it by your wardrobe, by how you got your edges swooped back and it's in a head wrap and you got a braid coming into. That's not how you win that woman over into coming to the truth. or you got gold on and a nose jewel, and that's not how you persuade women to come into the truth or to live a godly life. You know, that's not how you do it. It's going to explain how you do it.
Verse 4, it says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart.
So let it be the inward person of your mind, your mentality, the way you think, the course. When things run through my head, it's a certain route that goes through my head. You know? And now the route used to be carnal and wanting to take things to a worldly level and escalating situations and throwing fuel on fires and how to be grimy and overmaster people and manipulate them and get over on people. But now it's another part in my head, another route that my mind take. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to respond how this brother want me to because I already been there, done it. It's not going to get me nowhere. It's just going to make the situation worse. And on top of that, when it's all said and done, I'm going to feel worse. I'm going to be apologizing. You know, now it's another thing that spark off in my brain. Well, let me think about this precept. Let me think about John 17. Well, let me think about boom, 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 boom. That's that inward man. That's you being renewed as a new man or a new woman. And you literally changing. And then those are the things that persuade that woman to want to live a godly life like us or a godly life like you. You got anything?
No, you're good.
God, let's keep going.
It says, but let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God which is in the sight of God of great price.
It says it's not going to be the old you that's corruptible. It's going to be the new you that's incorruptible. And you moving in a gentle spirit, a quiet spirit, a submissive spirit. And the woman that's seeing these things is just like drawn to you. How can someone not like a person who's calm and gentle and sweet and loving and caring and passionate? Let me grab this precept real quick, man, because my wife like pointed the scripture out to me, so kudos to her. And it's fire. It's Proverbs 16 and 24. Proverbs 16 and 24 says, pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. It says pleasant words are, it's like sweet like a honeycomb. Call me a hoe ass nigga.
I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Just do it, just do it.
I really don't feel comfortable doing that.
Hey, but then I kindly just be like, okay.
He said, okay.
Or you'd be like, I know, I'm sorry.
Really?
Hey, it's like, how can you not like a person who just, you know, so sweet and gentle and subtle and delicate and like, you know, them things is health to the bone. These things make you want to be better.
Definitely.
Vice versa, if you got a wife and she always nagging and y'all fighting every day, and that's going to bring out the worst of you. But if you got a wife who like, that kind of hurt my feelings, King.
Really?
You know?
I didn't like how you handled that.
I'm like, look, or she'd be like, King, I like when you do this. And when you hold me like this and you hold my hand. And I really love when you bought me those flowers. But yesterday I was hurt when you.
Compliment, then you go down for the kill.
You know? But if she just, you know, how can you not like it? You know? So that's just something I want to throw on it, you know? But,
quick precept.
go ahead.
This is Proverbs 27 and 15. It says, a continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. You don't want to be that contentious woman, because a continual dropping on a very rainy day is aggravating, it's annoying, and it doesn't stop. It keeps going. It's just dropping. Why the hell is this drop getting louder? It's just dropping. Whereas a woman, a contentious woman, it's the same thing. Why the hell is this woman getting louder? Why does she keep coming? Why does she keep talking? Why is she not stopping? She's getting more and more annoying. You don't want to be that woman. Nobody likes that woman. Nobody wants to be around that woman. You know, you want to be the silent and loving woman, like the scriptures say. Sorry, 26.
Who's very understanding.
Yeah, who's very understanding, meek. And when we read in First Peter, it says, which is in the sight of God of great price. That is a great price to be a meek and quiet and of a meek and quiet spirit. That's a great price. That's an ornament of a great price in the sight of God.
God likes that.
Yeah, seriously.
It's worth a lot. Not only in the sight of just mortal men like us, just regular niggas, but the Most High God look at it like, that's good.
That's good. That's a
I know
jewel.
everybody wanted to be like, everybody want God to be like, I'm proud of you. Like, you did good. Well done.
Faithful servant.
Imagine the Lord saying it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Proverbs 31 and verse 10. 31 and 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman? Who can really find a woman who has morals and virtues and beautiful characteristics and who's not so negative? They're always looking on the bright side. She's kind of optimistic. She's gentle, sweet, and loving and caring. And who can find a woman like that? Who's understanding? Who's teachable?
Definitely.
Who can find a woman like that? That's what the scripture, who can find her? Then it says, for her price is far above rubies. Women like that are worth more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason why you can't find her.
Definitely.
She's valuable. Everybody want her.
One woman could be counted for 4. How crazy is that?
Hey, one woman could have, like you said, more qualities than 4 women together have. You can find that in one woman. You got to be striving. As a man, we strive every day to pick up more wisdom and to make our net worth higher. We try and accumulate wisdom to make ourselves stronger. Women should be like that on the same level, but it's not all about precepts and prophecies. No, you level yourself and make your net worth, make yourself more valuable by adding these virtues into yourself, just like a man is supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking you to figure it out now, but you should constantly be trying to figure those things out.
Yeah, fruits of the spirit. We all got to work on that.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's hot.
Verse 5. First, you know that?
Yes.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. It says, for after this manner in the old time, the holy woman also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husband.
So the women, Abraham's wife, Jacob's wife, they adorn themselves with the same apparel. And it's not a physical apparel. It's not a physical dress or a physical skirt or a physical garment. It's a spiritual garment, a spiritual raiment. And they adorn themselves with meekness and sobriety and pureness and holiness, godliness, so.
Shit, with love.
Really, though.
With love. Because think about it. Back then, our men, we had to go out to war. We went out in war. Or imagine us going out to a wicked land and we telling you, God sent me over here to prophesy. I gotta go do it. You gotta be there and be loving, like, okay, I support you, I trust it. Just go do it. I understand. I'll have the house ready when you come back. Just make it back safe.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna hold it down. You know?
Really?
You can trust me.
You don't want to be that wife that has to get slain for, doing something weird. Go ahead.
You don't want to be the wife where your husband, he has to go on this mission. He has to go out. He protecting the whole city, the whole nation. And while he's gone, you sleeping with another man.
Yeah.
Or you doing weird stuff.
This man out here doing it for the Lord, for you, and for the nation. And you sleeping with somebody else who's a coward. You got a mighty man and you leave him for a coward. And then back in the day, you'd have got stoned. You got stoned. That's just how it was.
Yeah. And then Proverbs 31 again is just a beautiful chapter for y'all women. Hey, it should get to a point where y'all should be able to quote this whole chapter. I actually try and remember chapters. So hold on. This is Proverbs 31:11. right? This is faithful right there. 31:11 says, "The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her."
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to leave for a whole 3 months and know that everything's going to be kept and in order, straightly kept in order, just as if I was not, or just as if I was home.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to trust in that. You know?
Definitely shouldn't be nothing weird going on.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You know, women fight demons. But men, you gotta understand, men fight demons too. We
Yeah.
fight so many demons. We fight our women's demons.
We do.
We have to bear that burden. So it's just be loving. That's all we ask. Just be loving and understanding and
Patient.
and patient. Trust. You know, have mercy. Have mercy.
This is
you know
true.
What I'm saying? This is actually a true
This is
statement.
true.
Have mercy, because a lot of women are quick to just jump the gun and then just start. Because I always used to say that to my mama. Because my mama never really had mercy on me. I was just like, damn, don't shoot. I literally would say that. My dad just started laughing. I'm like, damn, don't shoot me. I messed up. That was on me. Women, just have mercy, whether it be with the kids, your friends, or your husband. Just have mercy. You know, because then if the man actually sets his foot down and set some authority in a harsh way, it's our fault. Now we bad. Now we wicked men. Now we verbally abusive. Now we're this and the third.
Carnal. And
Yeah, we're carnal. They going to the elders. He verbally abused me the other day.
now they not in the truth no more.
Yeah, you can offend somebody like that when it's not even that case. When you could have just been shown a little mercy and was like, okay, it's all good.
Especially like men that's in the truth, we hold to a really, really, really high standard in the eyes of women, which is actually a good thing. But sometimes it's like bittersweet because y'all push us to make sure we're on point, right? And that's beautiful. But you gotta understand, we men and we human, and we fighting the fight too, just like you.
We not Hamashiach.
Yeah, we don't just, like, we ain't got it all figured out, so like we're gonna mess up too. And it's important that y'all have mercy on us how we have mercy on y'all. Have patience with us how we have patience with y'all. And this is like, if this isn't you, then it's not you. But if the shoe does fit, this is something that we sincerely suggest that everyone like take part in, like examining themselves on that. Really. We wouldn't say this if it was just like, if we didn't mean it,
God.
Let's keep going, okay?
God. Verse 6, it says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid, with any amazement.
I want to read this in the NIV. It says, like Sarah, who obeyed Abraham and called him her Lord. So Sarah actually called Abraham her Lord. Women always say they want a strong man and they want him to lead them and teach them and protect them and, just guide them, just be that rock. But sometimes we see that when a woman falls into the hands or the grasp of a man who actually has those qualities, they won't allow him to be the alpha. They won't allow him to be the man. They kind of want to contend. They kind of like contention. So Sarah wasn't like that. She obeyed Abraham. She gave him the power, the authority to actually guide her in the way she was supposed to be guided. And she did that in a way with her actions by calling him Lord,
So let me add, that's another key point in being under subjection. You allow your husband to guide you. You allow him to guide you, to be your guide, to be your light. You let him guide you as we put ourselves in subjection under Christ as he guides us. It's a ladder effect. It's a pattern.
Domino.
It's a simple pattern, domino effect. Seriously, let us guide as we, see fit through the scriptures to guide. We don't need a rebuttal. We don't need two men trying to Salakia. Well, it is technically two men. If your wife have a man spirit, We don't need both of us trying to drive the boat. They don't
Hey,
need to do that.
when you're in a car, it's one steering wheel.
Yeah, seriously, it's one steering wheel. You don't need to be fighting over the steering wheel. No, that's out of order.
Right.
So that's why the Lord gave one captain.
Look, if I'm in the car driving and my wife got the GPS and she like, hey, you finna miss your turn, do she grab the steering wheel and make me not miss the turn? No, I'm missing. I'm like, damn, I gotta pay more attention.
Yeah, that was on me.
Now I gotta take the long road. You know, be patient. You know,
Seriously.
you ain't gotta. You gonna miss it, King. No.
Next thing you know, we dead.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you doing that, we ran into another car and now we out $2,000.
Yeah.
You know.
Seriously, and the natural effect or natural order is that the man should lead. Why? Because he's fit to lead.
Come on.
He was built to lead. He was able to lead. If we put ourselves in the roles as women and the women put themselves in the roles as men, they would fall 100%. It wouldn't. I don't care what anybody say. They would stumble and fall 100%. They can't
fall.
bear our burdens and their burdens
And you know
and go to work.
And you know what's crazy? We would put ourselves in their role and be like, I don't want this role. Like, this doesn't fit me. I don't want this. I'm not made for this. It wouldn't. Y'all have y'all role for a reason. We have our role for a reason.
Exactly.
That's why I need you, just how you need me. It's not that I'm better than you. It's, this is what I'm here to do.
Yeah. I'm good at my role.
This is what I'm here to do, you know? I had something like that was fire earlier, but I lost it. It was good, though. It was good. It was going to be sweet. Sheesh. Lord willing, it come back, though. Whatever. Let's keep going.
Quick little symbology, whatever. Simile, whatever. I don't know. Similitude, I guess.
That's a good one, too.
A power adapter. Y'all know the brick and the wall thing that go on the wall that you plug your phone into and stuff. That's called a female receiver, and it's called a male, basically, for obvious reasons.
Right.
You know, the male is good at receiving power from the wall. The female is good at giving out the power. Why is that? You can't reverse those roles. You can't change that up. That's what they're meant to do. If you change that up, all hell break loose and it's a failure. You know, the male thing can't give power to the wall. It's just not going to work. Same way with the female and the male. You know, she can't be a man. I can't be a woman. All hell is going to break loose. It's simple. It's just natural.
Yeah. Man, that's fire. That's real fire. We can keep going, though.
Verse 7, it says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
So, my father-in-law was holding class Monday, and he said something so powerful. He said, your wife, your rib, deal with her according to knowledge. And you can't move the pace that I want to move at. It hit your spirit too?
I was going to speak on that.
I can't move. Saziat, you did that? He chewing on the mat, so like the doormat. So he was basically saying like be even more patient with your wife, because you know where your wife is at. You should know where she at, and the whole point of having a wife is for her to be a helpmeet, Khan. She's there to help you, so you have to meet her where she's at and teach her at her speed so she can, because it's all about her being a better woman for you. So if she's not good at this or she don't know how to do it, don't get upset. Meet her at where she's at. Slow down. Go back to where she is, because you have to deal with her according to knowledge. You know? So, I mean, I took that on the head and I said, man, that's a good, just off that alone, I said, that's a powerful class, because I need to slow down, because I'm always, my Hebrew name is Maharakah, and it means ready spirit. I'm always, ready. Sometimes I gotta slow down, because the race is, what it's saying, Ecclesiastes? It's not to the swift.
It's not to the swift.
Slow and steady wins the race sometimes, man. I gotta slow down sometimes.
But like he's going into what the captain said, that was definitely powerful. You got to teach your wives at their speed. That way they can receive it. You can't give a baby your food. It's not going to be able to receive it. You know what I mean? It's just as simple as that. Like it says, likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. You have to dwell with her according to knowledge, as her being the weaker vessel. You know, that's not that's not an attack at women. It's not, you know, to offend women. It's nothing like that.
It's not derogatory.
No, it's just what the scriptures say.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. You're the weaker vessel. You just got to deal with it. It ain't.
We're not saying that you can't be strong.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't fly. I want to fly, but damn, I can't. I just got to deal with it.
Right.
You have to dwell with them being the weaker vessel. A woman is not going to be able to sit there and give a full-on breakdown how one of the elders can, and make it powerful how the elder can make it powerful. You know, she's not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Even if she did do that, she would be out of order and going off. The scriptures say a fool, wise words from a fool will not be accepted because he's speaking in the wrong season. Same way with a woman. Same way with the woman. Her words will not be accepted because she's not supposed to be speaking it. We know she's not dwelling with knowledge simply because she's speaking it. You're not supposed to be teaching. You're not supposed to be giving breakdowns. You can give the breakdowns to the women, yes, of course.
You can teach the kids, of course.
You can teach the women. You can teach the kids, of course. But when you try to teach your husband and try to
Put
give him
him
a
in
breakdown,
line.
yeah, give him a breakdown on what he should be doing, that's
It's
going
gonna
on.
get shaky. And 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna go how you want it to. So we giving you the keys, we giving you the scriptures on how you should teach without saying anything. You can.
Exactly.
Hey, I learned a lot of stuff. Hey, they tell you the majority of communication is body language.
Yeah, definitely. That's how animals work. That's how dogs work.
That's crazy.
No animal teaches. I mean, no animal talks. You don't see an animal walking around and be like, "Yo, what's up?" No, they don't do that.
Right.
What does a dog do when it's feel threatened? It lifts up its tail
Mm-hmm.
to show, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, he spike his bike up.
Yeah.
Spike his back up.
Exactly. Or if he feels in fear, he tucks his tail.
Mm-hmm.
That's body language. And the other animals see that. They get that.
Yeah.
Same way with us. We work off body language.
Yeah.
What I was going to say? I was going to say something.
That was good. I can feel it, King.
It was.
It was spiritual.
Oh, my wife. She actually, she teaches me stuff without her trying to teach me. She'll send me a scripture and ask, is this talking about this? I'm like, damn.
I need to work on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Or sometimes she'll send me something, and then I give her the breakdown on it. Then we increase together, because it's like, damn. Or she'll send something and show me a precept, and I'll be like, damn, I didn't know they could go together like that. She didn't say a word. She just sent the scriptures. She didn't teach me nothing. She just showed me the Bible. That was it. Here, look at this. What you think that's talking about? Well, I'll tell her, and then, you know, if she has something else, and she be like, well, I seen something like that. She can come at it like that. I seen something like that, but you probably right. That's kind of how she go about it. You probably right.
She be like, when I first read it, it made me think this.
Yeah. Definitely. But my wife don't come to me with a breakdown and be like, so in Genesis, this is what happened. And if you turn over there, if you go over here, this is what that's talking about. Go over here to Habakkuk and Jeremiah. This is what that's really going to. I know what you was talking about, but that wasn't making sense. This is what this is talking about. She don't do that. It's not going to work. That's just not going to work.
It's not going to be received.
It's not going to be received. Just like a fool's words will not be received because he's speaking in the wrong season.
That's fire, though. That's not what that's talking about.
Nah,
that's fun.
You can't do that.
Yo, ladies, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't do
make
that.
a lion in the house.
Right. Set mouth color for strokes. Where we at, King? 8?
Yeah. It says, finally be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous.
So these are certain virtues or characteristics or morals that you want to put behind your character, you know?
It says, not rending evil for evil,
And go ahead.
or railing for railing, but contrawise blessing.
So, especially in marriages, because right now the main topic is women and how they should carry themselves, but it can definitely be translated into a marriage. easily. So it shouldn't be a whole bunch of as it says, don't render evil for evil. Like, you know, your husband do something that kind of grinds your gears or kind of make you feel away, and then you purposely, and you see a lot of this, women do a lot of things out of spite. A man to do it just because, like, hey, damn, I wasn't even thinking.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened that way. Women, they'll think about it,
They'll
meditate on it.
Mm.
How can I make this nigga feel me?
Yeah. How can I do this?
So they put a sincere effort into doing things like mischievous and evil things out of spite. Vice versa, when a man do something, he be like, I wasn't even trying to hurt you. Like, it just happened like that.
Wasn't even thinking about that.
Really, forgive me. I'm sorry. I didn't think about. Women like, no. Feel this though. How do it feel, nigga?
Shit.
Do you like that?
She hit you with, remember when, and all hell break loose after that. Remember when you did that? Yeah, that's why I did that. And I was like,
That's you rendering evil for evil or railing for railing. Don't be like that. At the end of the day, if you have a husband, you stuck with him. And you want to have, since you with him, you want to have the best relationship you can possibly have with him. Because y'all going to be around each other for a while. You know, a nice, healthy, strong relationship. Moldable, where both of y'all are moldable. Both of y'all are learning together. Both of y'all are trying to really know each other. You know, where y'all mesh together and are compatible. You know, so don't do the evil for evil thing. Don't always. Y'all on the same team.
yeah,
We got the same goal. Hopefully,
really.
you know. At the end of the day, the whole goal is to get to the kingdom, and we're not gonna. I tell you cannot hold grudges. You gotta love your brother. How much more your husband?
Seriously.
How much more your wife? That's why anytime my wife do anything, I'm like, it's okay. I forgive you. That's a real thing. And don't be around the bush. You know, sometimes people be like, you know, it's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, that is.
I forgive you. Like, I forgave you back then. I forgave you right after that. Like, that should be a common word. I forgive you.
I should have been behind my back.
It shouldn't even be like hard for you to say those words. That should be a natural thing. If you're not forgiving people, especially your rib or your husband.
Don't think you finna be forgiven. That's how Jake work. But
Right.
don't think that we just on the women's head. We're not saying if your man just do some evil shit that it's just like okay. No, he got to deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of women be like, oh, so we just got to deal with whatever he do. It ain't even like that. That's not even what our message is, you know?
Yeah.
Don't render evil for evil. You won't win in that latter end. You just won't. Only way you'll win is heaping coals on them. And that's being a blessing.
Let me grab that.
Go ahead.
Because they might not understand. This is a really good scripture. And this kind of it kind of pushes me in the righteous way, because one thing about like I know this is not just me, this is like everybody. No one wants to just feel like they're getting played or manipulated or, you know, taken advantage of or treated like nothing. So this is Romans chapter 12 and 20. Romans 12 and 20 says, therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirsts, give him drink. And this is talking about the enemies of your own nation or of your own household. It might be your sister who y'all have the same mama, but she's like an enemy at this point. You know, if she hungry, feed her. If she thirsty, you know, give her something to drink. It says, in doing so, by you feeding them and giving them drinks and, you know, just tending to them, and this don't have to be actually just food or drink, just actually you loving them. It says, by you doing that, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. By you not fighting, let me just finish the rest of it out. Verse 21 says, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. So if he was to transgress me and do something evil to me, I can take my own revenge and do that. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for it, you know, from the Most High God, because I'm not supposed to do things out of revenge and out of spite and grudgingly. I'm not. I can take that into my own hands and try and revenge them, but instead of I would rather the Most High God revenge me than me revenge my own self, because you don't know what the Most High God go do to this man. Like
I'd
you
be more
heaping-
justified than you for you taking revenge down there.
Yeah. So
that'd be the fucked up part.
hey, you know, my mom would always tell me, like, you don't have to scoop down at A level. When you take revenge, sometimes that's what you do. They was up here, you was up here. They did something bad that was wrong, evil, and they went down here. But you taking revenge and put it in your own hands, what did you do? You met them down there.
Mhm.
You went down there when you could have been right here still, and then you forgave him and you did good by them instead and going up here. And why you still going up here and forgiving that man or forgiving that sister? He still goes down here because you heap coals on his head.
Mhm.
You know,
Definitely.
by doing the right thing, man. That's spiritual integrity. That's spiritual maturity. It actually talks about integrity in the book of Psalms, man. You know, that's a virtue. That's virtuous. You got something? Let's go back then.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, "For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that they speak no guile."
I think that's basically all I wanted. Unless it's another part you wanted to touch on.
No, I think the most part was going into the woman and the man.
Well, you got any precepts you want to pull out?
Yeah.
I think it was. I'm gonna read verse 9 again, and it says, "Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing." So, not fighting bad with bad. You know, it says, "But contrariwise, blessing." So instead of you fighting evil with evil, instead you be a blessing. Instead you show integrity, you know, and do the right thing, even when you don't have to. You know, be a blessing.
That's when it counts.
Right. It says, "Be a blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing." So be a blessing because you called to inherit a blessing. And the blessing that we inherit is the kingdom. So knowing and having that kind of confidence in the Most High God, and that he's going to redeem us and place us on top of the whole entire earth and ruling a whole kingdom, ruling all of earth, knowing that you have that blessing coming, why not be a blessing? Like if I know I got X amount of dollars, I'm not broke right now, I got a little bread on me, but I know I got a paycheck coming up, it's easier for me to be a blessing to somebody and help them. You know, that's us, man. That's us. You know, hopefully that makes sense. That hits somebody's spirit. You know.
I got one precept.
Go ahead and pull that out.
This precept is going on to what we was talking about earlier, going into verse 1 and 2 and whatnot. This is 1 Corinthians 7:16. It says, "For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife?" And this is going into marriage counsel and whatnot. If you have an unbelieving wife or an unbelieving husband, don't just divorce them. Don't just leave them. He's basically saying that for what knowest thou? You could save your wife. You could save your husband. You could bring them in the truth. You know, in all sincerity, you don't know. You really don't know. So don't just like
give up on them.
Cast them to the side and be like,
she finished.
You know, she's a heathen. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, because you could really save a soul that way, and that's bringing forth fruit. Go ahead.
That's fire. You don't know what the Most High God is thinking. Dang, bro. That's fire, though. That's fire. Sirach chapter 43 and 30 says, "When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet will you far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough." And with that, we're going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. Like General Hezekiah say, never forget Dev to America. Shalom Wabarak Mashpaka. Shalom. God.